Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Max Sayless.
And Mike Navarro here.
And we here with another episode of
Facts from the Lab. This is number 9.
Bruh, our 9th episode. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of episodes.
Came fast. Came real fast.
Like 9 is more than 8.
Okay.
Like
we know.
I'm just saying, yo, that's a lot of episodes.
And in this episode, man,
oh, this the one where the people with opinions are gonna be upset.
Yeah, see, I'm smiling because it just makes me think about when we started doing this. Before we started doing this podcast, what was one of the things I said that one of the topics that I'm not going to try to do as much?
Oh, when you say you wasn't going to do music?
Not a lot.
You know what I hit you with that?
Because of the feels.
When you said that shit, I hit you with the, yeah, all right, nigga, look, like, we going to do this shit.
Like, sporadically. Like, this is going to be a rare occasion for these music topics because y'all are too in your feels about your favorite artists. Y'all act like these people know who y'all are or y'all family with these people. And we can't say nothing negative about your favorite artists without everybody slamming us with a ton of hate comments. So if you know you're going to be offended by anything, just don't even listen to this episode, please. Because I don't feel like having to report people and all this crazy shit in the comments. Just spare us.
All right. Now that we got all that political bullshit out the way.
And one more thing, my bad. One more thing. If I don't sound like my normal energetic self, I am kind of going through something personal right now, and just want to shout out to everybody that reached out to me in the last 48 hours. I'm dealing with some shit right now, but we're going to try to get focused on this podcast and give y'all people what y'all want regardless. So,
all right. So now that we got all that out the way, let's get into these top 10 lists.
Yes, these lists are. There's 2 different lists me and Max put together. We put together our own individual list. The first list is our top 10 rappers post 2010, meaning these are only rappers that have emerged or became popular after 2010.
I thought it was a top 5.
Well, I did a 10.
I did a 5.
Okay, well I'll just do my 10 through 6, and then we'll pick up from where you did your 5.
All right, bet.
And the other list we did was top 10 all time, and that should be self-explanatory, and we're going to save that one for last because that one's going to probably be more controversial than the new guys.
Yeah, so, we just going ping pong back and forth on that one.
Okay. So, and like I said, if your favorite rapper ain't make the list, that's why these are our list, and that's why you have your own. Okay?
But by all means, please comment and let us know who's in your top 5 or top 10.
Without being butthurt about our list. If you can do that for us, please. Okay, so since you didn't do a 10 for the post-2010 guys and I did, I'll start it off. So I'm just going to run through the 10 through 6 real quick, and then I'm going to just briefly break down why I picked each one, and then we'll start going back and forth starting at 5. All right?
All right.
Cool. So, post-2010 list. At number 10, I have Yellow Wolf. At number 9, I have Rhapsody. At number 8, I have Kendrick Lamar. At number 7, I have Nipsey Hussle. And at number 6, I have Logic.
Okay.
Now, let's go back down to number 10. Yellow Wolf has always been like a true favorite of mine from day one. I got put on to him through his first Trunk Music mixtape. And I think that was before he even signed with Eminem. And you know, if Eminem's co-signing somebody, especially another white rapper, then that should say it all right there. Like, Yellow Wolf has not disappointed me with any of his projects since 2010 up to now. In fact, one of my favorite albums that's already came out this year is his Trunk Music 3. So yeah, it was going to be hard for me to make this list without him. Like, that shit y'all see Lil Nas X doing with the country rap, Yellow Wolf was doing that before him. Yellow Wolf got an entire country rap album.
What did he call it? Hip hop, I believe.
Who called it that?
Yellow Wolf. He had a term.
Yeah, he did. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what it was.
I believe it was hip hop.
It might. I can't remember what he said, but yeah, he was doing that long before y'all caught on to this Lil Nas X wave. So that's why Yellow Wolf definitely had to make this list. Number 9, I have Rhapsody. Of course, the only female rapper that's going to make this list, because it's not even about y'all. I know y'all got y'all Cardis and y'all Megans and City Girls.
Meg the 5'9".
Yeah. and that's fine. But I always say what makes me like a female rapper is if I can listen to her and totally forget that I'm listening to a female. Like, she's not constantly reminding me that she's a female. Like, her raps are that tight. Like, it hit home for me with her when she did that song with Royce. I think it was on one of those Prime albums with DJ Premier, and she went toe to toe, ball for ball with Royce the 5'9". There ain't a lot of females that can do that.
Yeah,
Royce.
Yeah, it's crazy that you said that because one of the joints that caught my attention from her is the joint that she did with J. Cole. And
that.
Yeah.
Sojourner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody know that J. Cole is on fire this year with these features. So for her to go bar to bar with J. Cole and hanging there with J. Cole was pretty impressive.
Yeah, you can only go to her out of the female rappers with shit like that. Plus, her and Cole got North Carolina ties anyway, so they tight. So
she kind of give me MC Light vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's an evolved MC Light, the MC Light of this time.
Yeah, she give you that like boom bap era vibe.
Yeah.
Same. So does Nitty Scott, who I'm upset that I couldn't squeeze into my top 10. If this was a top 25, then she definitely would have been on here, but she didn't make it. Okay, so number 8 is Kendrick Lamar, and I could go on for a long time explaining this, but y'all already know why Kendrick makes this list. All of his success, all of his classic albums, everything that he's done is just truly shit that I didn't see coming. I remember when he was on the XXL freshman list, and I was wondering would he even make it this far, and damn if he did, making music that I didn't even think would be popular or make radio. Like that's
yeah, like he has a lot in his content. He has a lot to offer, and he has that what does he want to do next feature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and his music ages well, and it's like I look forward to every project because you never know what you're gonna get out of a Kendrick Lamar project because it's always different from the last, and it's better.
Right. Yeah, and it's like I said, I can sit here and break down everything he's done, but it would just make this video much more longer than it's already about to be. You know. Yeah. So that's definitely a whole nother episode we could talk about Kendrick, but definitely he makes this list number 8. Somebody else that I could spend a lot of time talking about is my number 7. That's Nipsey Hussle, and if you saw a few episodes back, we did an episode talking about him after his untimely passing. And we don't want to reflect on that too much. Like I said, we already did an episode about that. But just him as an artist. Like I said in that episode, I told you about how I got put on to him and how I've been, just playing all his early stuff, the Bullets Ain't Got No Name mixtapes, the Marathon mixtapes, all of that leading up to what he dropped last year, Victory Lap. Like, I love West Coast rappers that keep it West Coast, that have that genuine West Coast sound.
Yeah.
And he's one of the very few that's out right now that's doing it, because a lot of these much younger West Coast rappers are on a different vibe right now. They're not doing this like gangster rap that the West Coast has been known for so long. So
yeah, every time I listen to Nipsey, I feel like I should be in a drop top Impala just cruising down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cruising down the boulevard for real.
Right. So yeah, man, Nipsey got so many favorite songs from him. So many favorite mixtapes. Of course, Victory Lap was one of my favorite projects last year. Like I said, I can go on and on about him too. Alright, and then number 6, of course, is Logic. Logic, I definitely got put on to way early, back with the first Young Sinatra mixtape. I really love his mixtapes. One of his albums. His albums are good, but it's his mixtape series. The whole entire Young Sinatra series, I think, is probably one of the best mixtape series any rapper's ever had, and that's high praise coming from me.
Don't forget to mention he's biracial.
Oh yeah, he's biracial. In case y'all know,
he's black and white.
Yeah, but yeah, those Sinatra mixtapes are definitely classics. I don't even think he's where he is now if it wasn't for that series. He would not have a Def Jam deal or any of that stuff. I mean, this man just dropped an album that has Eminem, Gucci Mane, and fucking Will Smith all on it rapping at the same time. I mean, how do you pull something like that off?
I guess the way he did when he had the Wu-Tang on this shit.
Yeah, right? Wu-Tang on the previous shit that he dropped last year.
Yo, I got put on to Logic by my homeboy Cole. Shout out to Cole. Mm-hmm. And the first song that I listened to by Logic was 44 Bars, and that was a great song because it's so laid back.
Mm-hmm.
And it still teaches. Like, it got a lot of vibes to it, but all the vibes are cohesive.
Right.
And it was just a really dope song. So when I heard that song, I wanted to hear more. And like the more and more I heard, the more I was like, oh, okay, this is dope.
Yeah.
You know, other than the fact that he told me he was biracial 65 times in this project, it's dope. Like, I fucks with it.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah, so. Plus, of course, he's from Maryland, so we got to rep the homeless. So, you know, we got to definitely support that.
Big facts.
All right, so now that we made it to number 5, now we can go back and forth with our list because you had a top 5. So I'm going to let you go ahead and drop your number 5.
Number 5 is A$AP Ferg for me. Because out of the whole A$AP mob, A$AP Ferg brings that whole East Coast vibe. You know, because A$AP Rocky was inspired by rappers from like Houston and whatnot.
Yeah, South, yeah.
But A$AP Ferg is like that hard New York East Coast vibe, and he's like, he's very diverse. You know, like you can get a lot out of Ferg, and like his features be so dope to me. And I haven't heard a bad project from Ferg, so that's why he's in my top 5.
Yeah, I think the only project I've heard of him like front to back was his first album. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the one that had the Shabba song on there and
Shabba Rex.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the album, but it was his first one. But yeah, and that just makes me think about A$AP Rocky because I really wanted to put A$AP Rocky on my list too. He didn't make it because I've been like a fan of his stuff too. Like what the A$AP mob have been doing collectively for this whole time has been dope. So
yeah.
All right, so now my number 5 is Ab-Soul. Now, yeah. Now, Ab-Soul, probably out of all the TDE members, he probably doesn't get talked about as much, which is a shame, because he may be the most lyrically creative rapper in the entire group.
I think that's because he don't have as much content as everybody else.
Yeah, well, like appeal to the masses, like commercial appeal. That's really what it is, because his shit is very, very. I don't want to say like bookworm rap with all the big words and everything, but his shit requires you to really pay attention to his words. Like the album that he just dropped, not just dropped, but his last album, Do What Thou Wilt, is a perfect example of that. There's so many things you gotta pick apart, so many things you gotta listen to, like, and then once you finally get, you like, oh shit, this is dope. But Ab-Soul has definitely been a favorite of mine, man. His lyricism, his storytelling. And the way he still is able to do that and still keep it West Coast, still keep it catchy, and still, you know, keep it in cohesion with what the other TDE members are doing is dope to me. That's probably why he's still doing his thing, still relevant now, even without having as much radio appeal as the other members.
Yo, after I listened to that album, I feel like my IQ went up by like 2 points. I was like, damn.
You can tell he's well educated and he's intelligent. Like it's like West Coast Wu-Tang or something like that. It's real. That's what it's like. All right, cool. Now who's your number 4?
Number 4 for me would be Schoolboy Q. Wow, TDE is really heavy in these lists.
Sheesh. Yeah, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. All 4 of them are on my list.
God damn.
I'm just throwing it out there now.
But Schoolboy Q makes consistently good music to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole gritty, educated sound.
Yeah.
I like the whole intelligent gangster sound. And like Schoolboy Q pulls that off effortlessly. And you can really tell that he doesn't care what people think when he make his music.
Oh no,
he makes the music that he wants to make.
Yeah,
like none of it sounds influenced by anything. Like you can tell it's just pure Schoolboy Q, and I love that. You know, because like a lot of rappers, you can really hear the influence in their music, but to me, when I listen to Schoolboy Q, I just hear Schoolboy Q, and that's what's lacking in today's hip hop. Not saying that being influenced is a bad thing. But, you know, like having your own sound is just really dope.
Right, yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing about him because he's coming up and I don't want to mention nothing about it yet. But my number 4 is J-Rock. And listen, J-Rock, he may be not as known as Schoolboy and Kendrick, but y'all was bumping Win last year. That was J-Rock.
Yo.
That was a huge hit last year with all the sports events and everything. He won a Grammy for that.
If you play Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
You should know who J-Rock is.
Basically, yeah.
Like, he had music in Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto game. But, no, from my first time hearing J-Rock was his album. His first album, Follow Me Home, that had so many favorites. Remember, he had his Helen on there, the Hood Gonna Love It, that had Kendrick on it. He had this other song that had all the TDE members on it. There was just so many bangers on that album. I don't know how that album was not bigger than what it was. He dropped that around the same time Kendrick dropped Section 80 that same year. So that was a huge year for them. Then last year he dropped Redemption. That was by far in my top 3 albums last year. That had endless bangers. He had that song with Cole on there that I liked, Out of Sight, Out of Mind. Of course, Wind, that I was just talking about. Rotation, that was my favorite shit on there. Like, J-Rock, I just love how he can tell stories, but yet he really feels like 90s West Coast compared to the other 3. He really is like a vintage, early 90s West Coast rapper telling stories of the streets, the hood, and survival, and all that shit. Pretty much his survival and his struggle, and he did a lot of that on his last album, but that's why I really fuck with J-Rock.
Bruh, TDE is like Voltron, Like, anytime they do a song together, they just connect and they just kill shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because all 4 of them are different, but yet when they're together, it's like they don't miss a beat. It's able to work. You just don't see that much with rap groups now.
Big facts.
All right, who's your number 3?
A hometown favorite, Lil Scooter.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a fan of Lil Scooter for a couple years, and all of his mixtapes go hard. Like, you can hear the grind in his raps, and being as though he's from the same city I'm from, I can relate to a lot of the things that he rap about. And seeing somebody come from the mud and come from the struggle and grind it out to get to where they want to be is dope. And his freestyles are crazy. Like, rest in peace, Lil Scooter, but his freestyles are fucking crazy. Like, when you hear that shit, you just go in grind mode. You just be hella ready to do shit. You just be like, yeah, I'm trying to get this money. Like, he just had that effect on you. He got party songs. He got songs where you could kick back and
Bird Flu.
Yo, like, Lil Scooter, he did his thing. You feel me? So, again, rest in peace to Lil Scooter. There was so much talent that he had in him, and he was really about to take off.
Yeah, I really thought that he would become something. It is sad that he's gone, because I really think, like, he could have been the first one from Baltimore to become something. Yeah, because a lot of the other hometown rappers, they kind of just stuck on the same shit. But
yo, he was taking pictures with Game, Diddy.
He already knew people. So that is a messed up situation. But definitely rest in peace to Lil Scooter. And now we move on to my number 3, who you were just talking about, is Schoolboy Q. And to just piggyback off what you were just saying about him, I mean, it's like, it's gangster rap, but it's like haunting gangster rap. I can't even really, he's in his own box. You can't really describe this kind of gangster rap because it's different. Because he still give you that hardcore gangster shit. He's still telling you stories, but his beat selection is very eerie. His just his overall topics, everything about Schoolboy is so unique. And this goes all the way back to the Setbacks albums, Habits of Contradiction. Oxymoron, that was a cool album. You know, that was the album that had collard greens and all that shit on there. But Blank Face LP was my favorite shit from him. That might be a classic. That was the album of the summer that year. I think that was, what year was that? That was 2014, 15?
I think it was 2015.
Yeah, it was after 14. I can't remember, but that was the album of the summer that year, and that's what pushed me over the edge as a Schoolboy fan, because he had a ton of bangers on there. And he just dropped one this year called Crash Talk that I'm still listening to, and definitely shout out to him for that Royce sample on that one song, sample Royce Old Shit Boom. That was dope as shit, but I ain't talking about that album for days. But definitely Schoolboy Q number 3 without a doubt. Gotta be number 3. No questions asked. Back to you, bro.
Alright, number 2 for me, you already know who number 2 is for me, yo. 4 a.m. I'm on the north side of Philly. Riding around like these haters ain't trying to kill me. It's a shame how you hit on me.
That's your number 2?
Yes, yo.
Oh, that's a surprise. I can't wait to hear number 1. Go ahead.
Meek Mill is one of the most hardest working rappers in hip hop right now, post 2010. Cause the content that he put out gradually got better over time, and you could tell how he started transitioning from a street nigga to like a famous nigga. And his music, I listen to his music every day before I go to work. Like his intros to me, arguably, are definitely in the top 5 best intros ever. Like every album he made, the intro was crazy. Like you could put on Dreams and Nightmares in any club.
Yeah, that's just shit. Look, if y'all have never been out with us when we are out at any bar or any club and that Dreams Nightmare come on, y'all should see Max. It's something to see.
Yo, it's not even just me though, yo. It gets the whole club crazy, yo. Yo, like all his intros are fire, yo. Like when you just listen to it, shit, you just be like, damn, I'm motivated as fuck. Let's go get this bread, nigga. Like let's go get this money. And a lot of people don't realize that Meek put out more than just party shit. Like if you listen to Save Me or Left Hollywood or 1942 Flows, or it's just a lot of songs that he made that's real relatable. And he's basically that voice that the youngins in the streets don't have.
Right.
You feel me? Like he's that young nigga from the block that made it. So he's that voice. And his music, I never get tired of Meek Mill's music, yo.
Like that's what I was just about to say. Like that's really the only time I can actually listen to Meek is when he's got a topic. Like when he got out of jail, I knew he'd have a lot to talk about. That's why I was really anticipating what he was going to drop, because Meek is really on point, at least with me, when he's actually talking about something. Like the commercial stuff, the party stuff, okay, that's fine, but I want to hear you spit some knowledge, uplift these young boys in the street like you were talking about. Yeah. Tell them don't do this. I made this mistake, but you don't do it. Yeah, that's the type of shit.
That was free track from Championships though, bruh. Yo, they was all talking that shit on that album. I mean, on that song. I ain't gonna lie though, it felt more like a whole song, yo. Because once his verse came on, it was a rap. Like, but yeah, Meek is my number 2 guy.
Yeah, and then our recent trip to Philly, once we found out how much he really, really means to the city, I had to talk with people that are from Philly. That's when you realize that this dude is going to really.
So basically, in short, Meek is everything we thought Cash was going to be for Philly, yo.
Yeah, but that's another topic. We ain't going to even dive into that. That was some shit we heard. But anyway, my number 2, and if y'all been paying attention to anything that I posted all last week, then y'all, this should be no surprise. Freddie Gibbs is my number 2. It wasn't close, because I can't even name a song from him that's actually trash. I've listened to almost everything he has dropped, from ESGN to what he just dropped Friday, Bandana with Madlib. But for me, it starts with the Pinata album in 2014. It's a borderline classic. I can do a whole nother episode just talking about that album alone. Him and Madlib, in my opinion right now, that's the best rapper producer team right now in hip hop. Because what's crazy about it is before he got with Madlib, he was rapping on a lot of trap beats. A lot of his music was like trap inspired. And remember, he was signed with Jeezy CTE crew for a minute. So that's the type of shit he was rapping on. So when I heard he got with Madlib to do a project, I'm like, how the fuck is this gonna work? Because Madlib don't make those kind of beats. He makes like soulful boom bap beats. This is how this is gonna work.
Right.
And I listened to Pinata, I was like, are you kidding? This shit sound like they've been doing this shit for years. And that's why it was so light. And now I know it wasn't popular because not many people want to fuck with that kind of production, because it ain't made for like to be blasting in a car or stuff like that. But that album to me, I couldn't believe how great it was. That's why I was anticipating the next one they would do, which is Bandana, of course, which I'm still listening to. I'll give an opinion on that at a later time. But Freddie Gibbs, like his voice, that's what I love about him the most. His voice it stands out. It's like that really deep. You remember how when Method Man came out and you could just tell Method Man out of everybody else because how deep his voice was and how the tone of his voice.
M-A-T-H-O-D, man.
That's how Freddie Gibbs is. Like, you could tell, like, everything he talks about and everything that he raps about and said, I know he lives that shit. He ain't bullshit. And he ain't about that, none of that fake shit. I know he's only from Gary, Indiana. I've never been there. I don't know how the hood is there, but Freddie's real about his shit. Like, this nigga's on his album cover smoking a blunt, sitting in a park.
Yeah.
Like, on a picnic table. Like, that's gangster shit right there. I mean, it may sound simple, but that's hood shit to me right there. That's gangster shit. That's Gibbs, man. That's why I fuck with him heavy like this.
I know a lot of people that's going to appreciate that because I know a lot of fans. I know a lot of people that are fans of Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
And they put me hip to a few joints. Like, I'm not going to say I'm a fan,
Yeah.
but the joints that I heard was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, he don't make that shit that you can rock in the trunk. He make headphone music.
Yeah.
And
unless it's his trap shit. Like the shit he dropped last year called Freddie had all trap beats, but it was like 6 or 7 tracks. But that's a car bumping the whip song. But the shit that he does with Madlib, that's the headphone shit. You feel me? So.
But I like headphone music.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. All right, man. We down to the number one. Who's your number one, sir?
Bruh.
Because I feel like we may have the same number one. Who is it?
The man that doesn't need no introduction. The killer of features. 3 platinum albums with no features.
I knew it.
J motherfucking Cole.
We are in agreement.
Yo.
We are in agreement.
Bruh.
Number one.
I've been listening to J. Cole since the come up. And he's been producing his own music. Well, I mean, of course he rapped on other people's beats, but he's produced a lot of his own music. And when he got that cosign from Jay, I just knew that he was going to be great someday.
Yep.
And like his first album, you could tell that it wasn't really him. He was just trying to get his foot in the door. But like once he started making the music that he wanted to make and like hone his talent, like that, like he just became really dope to me. Like I don't think J. Cole has a bad project.
No, he doesn't. And it's for me, it started with the Friday Night Lights mixtape, and that's when I said, okay, I have to check for this dude from now on because I'm liking what I'm hearing. Like when I heard the Blow Up, and who was the shit that had the Erica sample? I can't remember. It was a lot. What
was it? Enchanted?
I can't remember. There was a lot of songs on that mixtape, but that mixtape got me on. And then when he dropped the debut Cold World, it was commercial sounding, but it did what it had to do. Like I said, this was his first major label debut under Rock Nation. You know, he had to drop the singles, and I liked it. It was dope. Outside of the singles that he dropped, everything on there was good. And he had some big features on that album for it to be his first album. He had Missy on there.
Yo, that joint was Missy was dope, yo.
And Drake, and he had Trey on there, and some other names. Like, I mean, that was big for him, but. It shouldn't even have to be explained why he's number one. All we got to tell you is the man that has 3 platinum albums with no features. What he did with Forest Hills Drive is never going to happen in hip hop again. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Nobody's gonna be able to do that. To make the kind of music he's making, no trap shit, no booty shaking shit, none of that commercial shit, no promotional singles. Yeah. Just drop the album out of nowhere and it's double platinum and not a single feature on it.
Yo, like how the fuck do you drop an album and then vanish again until it's time to drop music?
And in today's time where nobody's really buying music, everybody's getting it illegally and shit like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. This wasn't even happening in the 90s. Bro. Like, I don't know how does he. That just shows you that why he was put here. He was put here to be a savior for hip hop, to do shit that nobody else could do. That's why I respect this man to a much higher level than so many of these rappers right now.
My man Cole said he tweeted, he was like, "Send me beats. I'm trying to eat this summer." Yo, when I heard that A Lot song, 21 did his thing. But J. Cole was like, hold my beer real quick. I'm about to kill this.
That's the only reason that song's on my playlist.
It sounded like he did it so effortlessly, yo. Like, he just blazed that track and, like, every feature he been on. Like that, who's that singer, Black Boy? That joint he did with Black Boy? That shit was dope.
Yeah.
Like, his features are phenomenal this year. He's really bringing the heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been on a lot of stuff too. I think he got something with he just did a song with Young Thug. I think I saw it on
London?
Spotify, huh?
I think London. It's called
I
London.
think so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it listed on Spotify. I didn't hear it, but man, like I said, it shouldn't even be an explanation why this man's number one. I mean, just look at the accolades. Just look at the shit. Nobody's gonna have a career like this when it's all said and done. You know what I mean? There's no other rapper that you can name that can do what he did.
It's kind of funny that J. Cole and Drake both got that big co-sign feature from Jay-Z on the same album. Right, they both was on the Blueprint 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anytime Jay fuck with you, you gotta be something special.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. So that now ends the post 2010 portion of our rap list.